Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Really good, although I was literally sitting here just a second before it was time to go on the air, and I had no idea what I was supposed to say. I was like, whoa.
How do I start this show?
How do I usually start this? I know there's something. I know I say something. And it's Tuesday, so guess what we have coming up later in the program?
Tuesdays with Charlie.
Yeah, speaking of people losing their mind, we've got your dad on the radio with us later. He was losing his voice. You think we'll be able to hear him?
I hope so. Last week, yeah, it was...
He was getting kind of
getting
hoarse.
sick at the end of the week.
So hopefully he's feeling better. We'll have to touch base with him. I got a quote for you here, too. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Maya Angelou. I agree with that.
Yeah. I liked the stuff that she said.
Well, and I have been at events where people have said things that kind of rile you up and get you all, on board. I could never repeat what they said, but I know that I agreed with them. So you never forget how you feel. I agree with that completely. Coming up in a bit, some special things going on today. We'll tell you all about that on the way.
John and Heidi.
Today's a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday. It is May the 16th. It is Biographers Day today. Would you like to be a biographer?
I don't think so.
It's a person that writes books about other people's lives.
No.
Really digging into what they did. That'd be kind of interesting.
Nah.
As long as you get
Interesting people.
cool people to do biography. Like, I would love to do a biography on Benjamin Franklin. I read his autobiography. That guy was interesting.
There's already lots of biographies about Benjamin
I understand,
Franklin.
but I'm just saying, if you're going to write a biography, that'd be a fun one. No, in my life, I'd get, like, the biography of, like, Wilt Jones, and he's just some dude that didn't do anything. You're like, well... He didn't do much. It's a very thin book. Fit it all on one page.
More of a pamphlet.
Today is also Mimosa Day. Do you like that?
No, I really don't. They're too sweet.
I've never been a big fan either. National Piercing Day, so go get something pierced today. It is Honor Our Elders Day, so I got to be nice to Heidi today in the studio here. And National Sea Monkey Day. Did you ever want a sea monkey?
Not even a little.
No, I wanted a real monkey, but never wanted a sea monkey. Couple of fun things going on this Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. A dad in Texas warned his 17-year-old son, you get in trouble in physics class one more time.
I saw this
and I'm going to be coming to school and I'm going to be sitting next to you. And I got the photo to prove it. Here it is.
He got in trouble again.
Brad Howard says his son, also named Brad, likes to be the life of the party. And Dad Brad has been getting emails from young Brad's teacher. So when young Brad acted up in class again, Dad Brad went to school with young Brad. Dad Brad said his son's friends seemed to enjoy it. Quote, I think they had a good time, especially knowing that Bradley was put in an uncomfortable situation, end quote. The teen's sister posted evidence of the visit online. So his sister Molly Howard is where I'm seeing this on her Twitter account. You want to see it, you can see it as well at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Dad Brad, it looks a little intimidating in that photo, doesn't he? I don't think I'd want to mess with Dad Brad. Like he looks like he's there to mean business.
He means business.
Bradley in the background, the kid, he's doing his homework like a good boy. So
if my dad came to school with me because I was getting in trouble for talking too much, we'd get in twice as much trouble.
Teacher would be like,
they'd ask him to please leave.
Charlie, I'm not going to ask you again. Quit asking the students to pull your finger. Serious. We've got Tuesdays with Charlie coming up later in the program. And if you've never had a chance to hear that, stick around. It's certainly worth sticking around for. But this guy, Dad Brad and Kid Brad, and the sister got in on the action, Molly Howard. She's Brad Howard's sister and other Brad Howard's daughter. All of this fun stuff happened in Texas. Interesting story, and I'm glad that Dad Brad was there to be a dad. Because I'll bet that the kid's probably not going to do this again.
Right.
Either that or he's going to go, man, that was fun. We got national attention. I'm going to be naughty every day. Maybe this will backfire. Either way, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. A drunk driver was arrested in Germany after accidentally ringing the police instead of the breakdown service when he had a flat tire. Ringing means calling, I think is what they're saying. He realized he was speaking to the police, but it was not before the 31-year-old let out that, hey, I need you to come. I got a flat tire. I don't have a license, and I am completely intoxicated.
Oh, no.
The man lost his license 8 years ago, had a blowout while driving a car borrowed from a friend. Blood alcohol level was 7 times the legal limit. That's a lot.
Not good.
Tried to call what kind of their equivalent of AAA, basically. He was confused. Instead, dialed, 999 instead of whatever they're, called their 911 service. Said, my car is broken. I need you to come fix it. You better be quick because I'm really drunk and I don't have a license.
Oh,
it wouldn't be good if the cops drove past. Well, they did. So they got there. They said, hey, we did what he asked. He told us to get there quickly, so we did it. Anyway, kids, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. Got a story here about a man and a woman and a man dressed as a woman. And it gets a little confusing, but I'll try to keep it all clear. A woman from Modesto, California was having major problems with her husband. So she got a restraining order against him. Now, here's the thing that's interesting. It says husband, not ex-husband. So are they still married and she's having...
Apparently.
Could you get a restraining order against me?
Oh, yeah.
Would I just have to stay on the other side of the house? Or how does that work?
Well, you wouldn't be able to come home if I had a restraining order. If
not
one was
do that.
granted, you wouldn't be able to come back in the house.
What does that take? Could I get you that? Oh, I guess too late for Mother's Day. So. Would you get your wife for Mother's Day? Got her a restraining order. I can't come home now. No, anyway, this lady, she got a restraining order against her hubby. Her husband was so upset, he attempted to get the restraining order lifted. Unable to convince his wife to do it, he dressed in her clothing.
Oh, my gosh.
And impersonated her at a court hearing.
Oh, my gosh.
To have the restraining order removed. It didn't work. He got caught and got thrown in jail. So
that is hilarious.
Yes, Your Honor. I'd really like my restraining order lifted so I can go see my husband, who I love dearly. Excuse me, sir. I can see your Adam's apple. You should have shaved off the beard first. That probably would have helped.
That is hilarious.
All right. Coming up, we've got your scoop of the day. That's on the way.
Would you like custom t-shirts for an event or sports team? We understand that usually the budget's not unlimited. We have full-color custom printed t-shirts for just $7 each. That's one of the best prices you'll find anywhere. No minimum orders, so you can print just one or print 1,000. The price is just $7 per shirt with a minimal setup fee per design. Make the memories of your next event last forever or help your team look amazing with a little help from CustomShirtInc.com. That's CustomShirtInc.com.
Now your scoop of the day. Hey, if you were, formerly the president of the United States and had time on your hands, that would be a good time to sit down and write a book, wouldn't it?
You would think so.
And a lot of presidents have done that. But I don't know that there have been any that have done quite what Bill Clinton is working on right now. Bill Clinton will write a presidential thriller with best-selling crime writer James Patterson. It's called The President is Missing. It'll be published in June of next year, so there's another year before it'll come out. Being billed as a unique amalgam of intrigue, suspense, and behind-the-scenes global drama from the highest corridors of power. Wow. I think that's an interesting idea, really. So, I know he's already written like his memoirs, and there are other presidents that have done that, but I don't think there's ever been a president that said, hey, let's sit down and write a presidential thriller. That just seems really interesting to me. A new study says that reading to infants increases their brain's ability to process language skills when they eventually head to school. I think that I agree with that. Did you read to Troy when he was in your tummy, when he was in your womb?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh, I thought for sure you did. Our son, he was basically born speaking like a 35-year-old. No, more than that, like a 55-year-old.
I talked to him, but I didn't read.
He's now 20 years old, and he acts like he's 65. So he's more mature than both of us in a lot of areas. He's quite often saying, I am so embarrassed to eat this. A British woman who suffered muscle spasms in her vocal cords was able to speak again for the first time in 14 years. Listen to what they did. They injected Botox in her voice box.
Oh.
I wonder who thought of that.
I don't know. That's
So,
interesting.
yeah, 14 years, she's not been able to speak, and they're like, hey, I got an idea. I mean, your vocal cords and your voice box is not working anyway. Let's just smack some Botox in there and see what happens.
That's interesting.
That's very interesting. I wonder if that's going to catch on and other people
I
will
wonder
do
if that can cure stutters and stuff like that for people who
I don't
have
know.
those problems.
I wonder if you don't like your voice, if you could get an injection. See, it started out talking like this, and then all of a sudden it'd be, hey, I'm here. You think so?
I don't know. I don't know if it changed her voice.
See, now I have to check into that. The latest trend among overbearing parents, I could see Heidi do this, is to call job interviewees to demand, why was my child not hired?
No way. No way
You
would
wouldn't
I
do
do
that?
that. No.
I remember a place where our son applied and didn't get hired. You were really upset because you're like, he should have been hired. And the person that was hired, you're like, why would they hire her over him?
Well, because I knew the person they hired. I was like, really? That was a huge mistake. And that place is out of business now.
They're closed. So Heidi,
point that out.
Oh, you say, I got to mark that. I've got this. Heidi was right again. There we go. Boy, that page is getting filled with ink. The scientists are warning that the radiation emitted from full-body airport scanners has been seriously underestimated and could lead to an increase in skin cancer. Well, that's kind of shocking. This, according to Dr. David Brenner, head of Columbia University Center for Radiological Research. The dose absorbed by the skin may be up to 20 times higher than previously thought. That's kind of concerning,
It is.
especially if you travel a lot. There's people right now, like on their way to the airport going, well, no, I don't think I want to go. I'm afraid to walk through that thing. And we're going to wrap things up in Peru. Have you ever been to Peru?
I have not.
Nor have I. I'd like to check out Peru sometime. Peru's government says it's high time that Peruvians were on time. Chronic lateness in Peru is often overlooked because they call it an endearing cultural trait. Weddings, funerals, and business meetings rarely start on time. It is considered to be rude to be punctual. So if they say, hey, the party's at 7 o'clock, if you get there at 7 o'clock, that's rude. Government officials say the time has come to change that attitude, and they're encouraging people to set a time and mean it. How do you do that in a country?
When that's the culture, good luck.
I don't know how that's going to go. But I'll tell you something that will be on time. Tuesdays with Charlie. We'll have that for you here in just a bit. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
80s in the Sand will be happening this November in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic.
And that'll be here before you know it.
Join us and have a blast with 80s in the Sand.
An all-inclusive vacation with some of the greatest bands of the 80s.
Plus, you can meet some 80s icons from the movies and television as well.
Get all the details at 80sinthesand.com.
Use promo code RADIO to get a $200 immediate refund per person.
That website is 80sinthesand.com.
Book your week-long 80s vacation now at 80sinthesand.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time right now for my favorite program, something we do every Tuesday just because we can. We pick up the phone and we call my father-in-law. That's a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
How you doing, Charlie?
It's not because you can, it's that I let you.
Yes. Every Tuesday just because he lets us.
And just because he still answers the phone.
Yeah. Now, what kind of cool stuff we can learn about today, Charlie?
Do you know that French fries was invented in the U.S. when Thomas Jefferson was president in 1801?
No kidding.
I think that's a long time ago.
I absolutely love French fries. They are my favorite food.
So they're not from France. They're from U.S. of A.
U.S. of A, yes. And you put ketchup on them.
There you go.
Yes, you do.
They are good.
Speaking of French fries, around 7% of the potatoes grown in the U.S. end up being sold by McDonald's.
I'm surprised it's only 7%. I thought it would be much higher than that with as many fries as they sell.
If they sell more than 1/3 of all the French fries sold in restaurants in the U.S. each year.
That's crazy.
It's a lot of fries, man.
But they do have the best fries.
They do have the best fries. Yes, they do. You know that almost 1/3 of the world uses chopsticks every day?
I did not know that.
And that's about the same as many as that use a knife and fork.
I like chopsticks.
So wait, 1/3 uses chopsticks, 1/3 uses a knife and fork. What does the other third use? Nothing?
I think they use their fingers.
They just eat with their hands. Would you like some more soup? No, it's too hot. I'd keep burning my hand.
The Chinese use 45 billion chopsticks annually.
Really? I use chopsticks anytime I get the chance. I love them.
I saw her eat Jell-O with chopsticks once.
did.
I'm not even kidding.
They don't work too good with tomato soup either. Hey, then, well, being that we're talking about Chinese, or where we at, we were. The word sushi refers to rice that has been seasoned with vinegar, sugar, and salt.
I believe that's Japanese, though.
That's cool. I didn't know that's what sushi meant. Now I know.
Yeah, it does not mean raw fish.
I have never had sushi.
Neither have I. And I have friends that love it, and they keep telling me they're
I
going to
know.
make me eat
The
it.
people that like it try to shove it down your throat
I know.
every time they see you.
Well, you're going to have some sushi.
No, I do not.
Just leave me alone.
I'm eating my French fries.
You're as bad as the vegetarians. You guys are always trying to recruit people. Do you get points or something? Get together at your sushi meeting? Yeah, I added 6 more sushi people. Vegetarian people are like, dang it, we lost 2 more.
Hey, then, did you know that shoes from all over the world were identical until the 19th century?
Really?
That's when left and right-footed shoes were first made in Philadelphia.
No kidding. So before that, the shoes...
They were just kind of, blocks? Like block-shaped?
Well, they were just kind of square at the toes, I suppose.
Yeah.
That would be so uncomfortable.
Why would that be uncomfortable?
It just would be. When I was a kid, I had some snow boots that were kind of like that. Moon boots, remember those?
I remember moon boots.
You could put those on the wrong feet and it didn't even matter. Because they were about the same either way. Uncomfortable as all get out.
I'm sure they did, but they had left and right, but you just weren't smart enough to put them on left and right.
What does this big L mean?
I've seen you put shoes on before.
It's quite the task, let me say.
Hey, then I got one last thing here for you.
All right, what's that?
And this kind of all goes together. So we just got done talking about shoes. And then did you know the boots that Neil Armstrong walked on the moon with are still floating around in space?
Are they really?
Why did he take off his boots?
His feet probably smelled.
Ooh,
I just don't understand why he would have left his boots in space.
When you're traveling like that, every little bit of weight matters. So they unloaded as much as they could, I'm sure.
You think so?
They left Buzz Aldrin up there. No, they didn't really. They didn't really. Hey, Charlie, are you ready for a question?
I got the answer.
All right. And you might know this because, you work in the automotive field. So what does BMW stand for?
British Motor Works.
No, really close. Bavarian Motor Works.
You sure it ain't British?
I'm positive. It says Bavarian
Well, according
Motor
to
Works.
what John's looking at online, and we all know from Tuesdays with Charlie that everything you find online is completely accurate.
Gospel. Yes, it is. If it's on there, you got to go with it.
Your fact checkers and my fact checkers work together, I'm sure of it.
They do.
Yeah.
And there's going to be some fact-checking going on here, too.
Yeah. You have to let me know right away if I'm wrong.
Oh, he will.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk to you next week, Charlie.
I'll be here.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every Tuesday just because we can. It's a little program we like to call
Tuesdays with Charlie.
John and Heidi.
Would you like custom t-shirts for an event or sports team? We understand that usually the budget's not unlimited. We have full color custom printed t-shirts for just $7 each. That's one of the best prices you'll find anywhere. No minimum orders, so you can print just 1 or print 1,000. The price is just $7 per shirt with a minimal setup fee per design. Make the memories of your next event last forever or help your team look amazing with a little help from CustomShirtInc.com. That's CustomShirtInc.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are more Samoans living in Los Angeles than on American Samoa. That's interesting.
Okay.
Wow. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There is an ATM at McMurdo Station in Antarctica, which has a population of 200 people in the winter. So there's an actual ATM. It says in the thing, an ATM machine, but I never say the machine. Since that's
Well,
what the M
wouldn't they
stands
need
for.
one?
Well, I don't know. Apparently. I'm just
Why
wondering-
is that fun fact?
I just think it's interesting that there's an ATM even on Antarctica. So. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The opening to the cave in which a bear hibernates is always on the north slope unless the bear lives in the southern hemasphere. Then it would
Okay.
be on a different slope, apparently.
Okay.
All right. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Mickey Mouse received 800,000 fan letters in 1933.
Ah.
Mickey was pretty darn popular. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In the start of the 1980s, it cost 15 cents to mail a first-class letter in the United States of America. Do you remember that? I remember when stamps were 15 cents. Nowadays, I don't even know what they are. Are they
47?
47? Because it just says forever on it, because they forever continually increase the price. I like that idea, though, of where you buy them and you don't have to go buy some 1-cent stamps to put on there with it. Because then people realize how long you've had stamps. You're like, man, this one here since the 1980s. All right, couple of fun facts for you right there on a Tuesday.
John and Heidi.
Have you thought of starting a home-based business but didn't like the idea of calling family and friends? This top-quality fitness and health products company lets you take advantage of their advertising power to reach people who wish to add a few hundred or a few $1,000s a week to their income by following a simple system. Plus, everyone who joins the team after you benefits you as well. To learn more about how you can leverage your time to help others get healthy and create wealth from home, call Scott Smith at 866-741-7242. That's 866-741-7242.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We don't have any gadgets quite like this at our household, but maybe we should. We're going to talk about this right now.
Okay.
We'll see what you think. Amazon has unveiled the $230 Echo Show recently. It was like a week ago. Like the original Echo, the Echo Show has a voice-controlled assistant named Alexa. Is that right? Yeah, Alexa. And Alexa will answer questions for you, and Alexa will play music for you, etc. Also has a 7-inch screen on the new one that can play videos and show recipes step by step, display song lyrics, and acts as a digital picture frame and more. The biggest change, though, is the addition of Alexa Calling, which will allow you to make web-based phone calls with video on that screen from the Echo, and they're going to start shipping these in June. Do you think we need something like that in our household?
No.
Would
Do
we
you?
use something like that?
No.
I might once in a while.
No, you don't need one.
Here's what we do use in our household all the time. We use our phones. We pull them out of our pocket. We'll be watching a TV show, and we'll see somebody on there. We're like, okay, he was in another movie. What movie was he in? And we have this conversation, and you never have to wonder anymore.
Yeah.
Remember when we were kids, you'd wonder about things? You're like, I wonder, and then fill in the blank, whatever it is, and you could sit and wonder about it all day. Nowadays, all you have to do is say, hey, Google, tell me the answer. And Google will spoil the fun and tell you the answer. No more wondering. And I think that's kind of sad because kids today never get to wonder about anything.
Huh.
I mean, they get to just say, hey, Google, or in this case, hey, Alexa, or what's the one that our daughter has?
Siri.
Hey, Siri, give me the answer to everything I ever wanted to know.
Yeah.
And it makes him a little less wondrous, I think. So anyway, this thing's coming out in June, and kind of sounds like Heidi gave it the big old thumbs down. And that's okay, because where would you even put that?
We have enough technology.
We do?
We do. Too
we
much.
We still have a VCR. What are you talking about?
No, we don't.
We do too.
Where is it?
It's right over. It's in the basement where we can watch videos on it. We have it. Absolutely. It's the one that has the DVD player and the VCR in it.
Huh.
Don't you remember watching our wedding video on that?
Oh, I thought we didn't move that thing. I didn't know we brought it.
I kept it. We still got some VHS tapes, baby. I'm not letting that thing go. That's my prized possession. All right, coming up, going to talk Tim Tebow. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
I love watching TV shows and movies, but I hated seeing my monthly bill get higher and higher. All that money every month just to watch TV. Well, not anymore. We cut our cable. We were paying $185 a month for channels we didn't even watch. Now we pay for just the internet, and we save about $150 a month. And we still get to watch what we want, when we want, with no monthly fee. Learn how you can do this too at channelsurfertv.com. Watch the video there to learn how to watch movies and TV with no monthly fee. Do it today and save 50% at channelsurfertv.com.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Even if you're not a football fan, because I'm really not a football fan, but a lot of people who are football fans definitely know the name Tim Tebow, but there are many people who are not football fans, but they learned the name Tim Tebow because he was very openly Christian, and that really upset some people for some reason, and it really made other people happy for some reason. But I as a Christian, I think it's cool that he was a Christian and that he was not afraid to share his faith on the field and whatnot. But he's now announced he's releasing a new book, and this is a book specifically for homeschooling parents and their children. It's called Know Who You Are, Live Like It Matters.
Okay.
A homeschooler's interactive guide to discovering your true identity. What do you think of that?
Okay.
It's kind of cool. In his book, the NFL star turned outfielder for the New York Mets. Are you serious? Now he plays baseball? See, this is how much we don't know about sports. For those of you who thought you tuned into a sports channel when I mentioned Tim Tebow, like, when did they go all sports? Yeah, we don't. We don't know nothing. See, I didn't even know that. I should know that. Let's see. Turn outfielder for the New York Mets affiliate team Columbia Fireflies. All right. Anyway, whatever he's doing these days, he'll guide you through 36 weeks of lessons, each based on key scriptures to discover who you are by learning more about whose you are. So I've got a link to this on our Facebook page if you'd like to read more. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Okay, Heidi, think for a second here. I'm going to set the scene. You're a 16th century German prince plotting to crush a peasant rebellion. Or perhaps you're leading an army against the Ottoman Empire. Or you're looking to settle a score with a rival nobleman. What's a guy looking for a tactical edge to do? Bring on the rocket cats. I'm not even kidding. Fanciful illustrations from about 1530. There's a little manual on artillery and siege warfare. Showed jetpacks strapped to the back. I'm not even kidding. Jetpacks strapped to the back of cats and doves, with the German language text helpfully advising military commanders to use them to, quote, set fire to a castle or city.
Oh my gosh.
Which you can't get to otherwise. So they were going to rocket cats and
Oh my
pigeons
gosh.
and doves into... What was that all about? Thank goodness that never caught on.
I wonder if that's why the fireworks are called black cats.
That could be. Maybe that's where that came from. I have no idea.
Oh,
all I know is
man.
you can't make this stuff up. Well, I guess you could. You could post it online, and I'd be dumb enough to read it. So maybe somebody did. But that's what it says. In 1530, they were shooting rocket cats at castles. I think there should be a cartoon now called Rocket Cats. That just sounds... I'd actually watch that. Coming up, we got more fun stuff. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
It's almost graduation time. If you have a son or daughter finishing high school, you need to hear this. They can go to college without racking up a pile of student loans. Matthew Einstein did. He saved over $70,000 on a top-rate education. Then he built a system to show you how to do it too. Learn how you can use this system for your kids or for yourself. Go to freeeducationuniversity.com. Sign up now and get a free 60-minute private consultation with Matthew. Use promo code RADIO20 to save 20% at freeeducationuniversity.com. That's freeeducationuniversity.com.
John and Heidi.
All right, lead in toys has been more and more frequently reported as of late, but that's not the only way people can be exposed to the dangerous metal. Some soils can be contaminated and then be carried indoors accidentally. Drinking water can also pick up lead from pipes in older homes, because they used to use lead in pipes.
Right.
Foods and liquids in lead crystal or lead glazed containers can pick up the metal. Some folk remedies contain lead, and lead is also used in some pottery or stained glass projects or refinishing furniture. So they're saying, lead is not just on lead-based paint that recently we've heard about some lead-based paints that have come here to our country in toys sent from overseas.
Yeah.
So you just want to make sure you don't have that. And you never really think about some of those other places. Have you spent much time around lead?
I don't believe so.
When I was a kid, we would go fishing, and a lot of the the weights that you'd put on there were made of lead. So I wonder if that's safe now. Can you still use those?
I would assume you can. I don't know.
Huh. You don't have the definitive answer on this?
I do not.
So what kind of an expert on lead are you?
I'm not. I've never claimed to be an expert on lead.
I thought I would just bring that up and see. It's kind of a weird thing to just spring on you, isn't it? Know something about lead.
But you were talking about pottery.
Oh, yeah.
And I was looking on Craigslist one time for somebody who could make this for me. And maybe somebody who listens to our show can make this for me. You remember the Lionel Richie music video, Hello?
Yeah.
When she makes that bust of Lionel Richie?
Yeah.
I want somebody to make me one of those things that is safe for food, but don't put his hair on him because I want to use it for cheese spread at parties. So if you know somebody that's listening, or
With
if
that
you're
unique
listening
talent.
and you know how to make something that I could put cheese spread on,
so
a bust of Lionel Richie.
You just want a bust
that
of...
I could put cheese
No, you want
spread
a
on.
bald bust of Lionel
Yes,
Richie.
I want a bald bust of Lionel Richie that is safe for food.
Food safe bald
Yes.
bust of Lionel Richie. Why didn't you tell me before Mother's Day? 'Cause I could have banged that out for you.
So if somebody knows how to make that, I would really appreciate a heads up. And
We'll throw an image on our Facebook page. There's got to be somebody listening going, what the heck are they talking about? It's funny if you see the image. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. I'll throw it on there right now. Thanks for listening. We've got some good news on the way.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. We always like to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I got some good news for you here, Heidi.
Okay.
It's another one of those videos. It's kind of a tearjerker.
Okay.
A lot of videos are tearjerkers for me, though.
Pretty much every video
No,
is a
not every
tearjerker
video.
for you.
I watched a video once and I didn't cry. It happened one time. No, this is for dog lovers. You're definitely going to love this. It says, meet Michael, the man that rescues dogs. 14 years ago, Michael J. Baines left his home to go to Thailand and work in a restaurant. While at work one day, a street dog came by. She had just had puppies and was badly infected and very thin. Michael's heart broke for her, so he began to feed her every day. That's how it all started. And ever since, his life has kind of gone to the dogs. And there's a video that has all of the details here, but a man in Thailand that has been rescuing puppy dogs.
That's
I think
awesome.
that's
love
really cool.
dogs so much.
And it's if you want to see the heartwarming story, it's at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And there's a video and there's some music that's going to make you get a little lump in your throat.
I also watched a video today of a woman who goes to the dump grounds every single day to look for dogs that have been just dumped there.
Really?
And thrown away, basically. And there was video after video after video of different dogs that she's found at the dump grounds that people have just
Thrown them in the
abandoned.
garbage.
And yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not how you
It's
do that.
really, really sad.
Well, it is very, very sad. So anyway, if you want to have a happy day today and find a heartwarming, uplifting thing to see, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. We try to put stuff there every day.
Yeah.
We try to populate that page with happiness and positivity.
Yes.
And that's why Heidi's not a person on that page. She's not, what is it called? An administrator.
Yeah, I'm
Or
not
are you
allowed
an administrator?
I don't think. I
don't think
know.
so either. Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't let
was
her
banned.
Yeah. You've heard her advice on her. Trust me. The page would be completely different. We'd probably have 10 times more fans, though. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday.